Hello, Phil Croshaw here, and yeah, I'm live again. It's Saturday today, and I thought I would do it a bit different today. People have often asked me whether you can vlog and whether you can live stream on a phone, and here I am live streaming this Saturday on a phone. So I'll have a chat to you about the agenda, which is basically everything that we're going to be doing in the next week with the final week of the Live Streamers Association's 31 days of live streaming in August. So here we go.
I want to be there and baby dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. My shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, you don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, don't hide it. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty.
Okay, so yes, it's as I say, it's Phil Croshaw. I'm on the Galaxy Note 8, the phone, just to show you that it is possible multi-streaming at the moment in the garden. And I thought I'd show you this because a few people have asked me, is it possible to live stream and multi-stream in particular from a phone? And obviously the answer is yes, because here I am actually multi-streaming from my Galaxy Note 8. So what I thought I'd cover today is just a few snippets of what's coming up. Obviously, it's about another week now before we've finished, which will be the 31st of August on the 31 days of live streaming in August. And I thought I'd give you some insight into the guests that I'm delighted to be welcoming in the next week as we run up to the 31st of August day. So first of all, on Monday, we're going to be starting off with Sam Fitton, and Sam is an amazing guy. He's a magician by trade, but a really top-notch magician. But he also does all sorts of others. He's a classic portfolio worker, as I've usually used the term for many years now, and he does all sorts of different things. But he's best known possibly for his magician activities. And he's going to be talking to me on Monday about some of the innovations that he's been developing, some of the approaches that he's been taking as a result of the impact that COVID has had on his business. And of course, it's been a challenging time for him, like it is for many others. You know, weddings was a big part of his business, and of course, weddings are being postponed all over the place, and lots of corporate events as well. And he's worked with Manchester City and Manchester United, actually. So that's quite fortunate for this area that he's got this balanced, this balance in his supporting arena. So yeah, so Sam's going to be talking to me, and it's also going to be talking. We're also going to be talking about a joint venture that Geeky is doing with Sam, which we can talk a little bit about, but maybe in not too much detail. Otherwise, we'd have to shoot you. All right, maybe not that, but okay. So who else? Yeah. So Tuesday we've got Ronnie Carson. Ronnie is a great guy again, and Ronnie is also going to be talking about the way his business has been impacted significantly by COVID, and what he's been doing to turn what in effect is his escape room operation in Ashton into a global sensation. And that's actually not an exaggeration. That is absolutely what he's done. And I've got so much respect for him in terms of what he's been able to do by not just, you know, and those of you that hear me talking about innovation and managing disruption and adapting to markets will know that I think it's a key to survival in the current climate. So he's a living, breathing individual that has not cried over spilt milk, but has actually become changed his business model a little bit, and actually ended up then basically providing a service and entertainment across America. And that's no joke. Cracking story, brilliant story, and a brilliant inspiration, in my opinion, in terms of a practical example of what I'm talking about. So then on Wednesday, it's time for Taz Thornton. And some of you will know that Taz and I do a show called Pink Hair, Pink Head. I'll let you decide who out the two of us is what, or who is who. And Taz runs Unleash Your Awesome, amongst various other things. And she's a fantastic example of somebody that invented a brand, invented herself as a brand. Brilliant example of what I was talking about the other day of personal branding, and a great example of being consistent and just kept it going. You know, people, we all do it. I'm guilty as anybody. You know, we come up with something, we have an idea, we decide that we'll do it, and then about 3 months later, something silver and shiny comes across, and we suddenly find ourselves in a position where we've not really completed what we set off and what we started to do. Taz didn't do that. She kept on with it and has succeeded in a great way, doing TED Talks. She also does video interviews, and we'll talk a little bit about Tweeting Times as well, which her and I started, her company Turquoise Tiger at the time, Turquoise Tiger even, that we started back just in the early days of Twitter, and how that exploded into the Twitter scene with celebrities and all sorts. So we'll talk about that, some of the regrets that I've got about that, and we'll also maybe have a bit of banter about because sometimes we have some banter, because she is very much also into what I call hippie shit. She obviously doesn't talk about it in that context, but I'm sometimes I talk about it in that context, and we have a bit of a laugh and great banter. And she's a very good friend, as much as she is a business associate and a business colleague. So we'll have a chat to her as well on Wednesday. On Thursday, I'm going to be talking on Thursday's show about something called Getting to Wow. Getting to Wow is a course that I produced on the back of the research that I did about the key drivers of achievement and success. And I did that research over a number of years, including, as some of you will know, a number of video interviews as part of that research. And I developed a course on the back of that called Getting to Wow. The subtext to that is Getting to Wow, A to Z of achievement. So I'll run through a brief overview of the A to Z of achievement, and you'll see what I had to come up with for X, which is always a bit of a challenge, isn't it? The letter X. And you probably already know roughly what I'm going to use, because it's a bit of a challenge. So that'll be interesting. I think you'll find that interesting. And it is about achievement and success, but remember, success and fulfillment is what it's about, not just success in monetary terms. And I'm going to be talking about that on Thursday. For those of you just joining the live stream, I'm on the Note 8 today, just showing how you can live stream, multi-live stream from a Note 8 in your garden. It doesn't always have to be posh stuff and posh suites, shall we say. Posh studios, maybe is the better term. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about on Thursday, and it'll be all the kind of key elements of what I believe you need to think about if you want to achieve success and fulfillment in your life. And it's my perspective. You know, some people might disagree with it, but it has been based on a lot of research and a lot of experience working for millionaires and billionaires, and working with and for some amazing people, some very well-known people, what you might call celebrities, dare I use the term, but also just everyday folk doing extraordinary things. And there's been a lot of those over the years that I've worked with and for. And then on Friday, I have another guest. So Raj Kundalia from Sci4 is going to join me, and Raj is going to be talking about cybersecurity, and very relevant actually, because I certainly know that I've had a number of very iffy emails over the last few months, some scarily real actually. I've had a number from banks, and the authenticity of those in terms of the look and the way that they put them together is really, really convincing and really quite scary. Now, I'm switched on to it because I know a bit about it. I've been involved in it before, done a few speeches about it before in the past around digital media, but I can see how people get taken in by it if they're not really, sure about it. So that's Friday. And then this September, we'll be doing a number of panel shows with a few different guests. It won't be every day like in August, obviously, because 31 days of live streaming is a big commitment. But there'll be various live streams and some pre-recorded stuff. So if you're interested in being a guest on the channel, it doesn't have to be doesn't always have to be live streamed. It can be just pre-recorded. If you're interested in being a guest and you'd like to be interviewed, then please let me know. Get in touch, and more than happy to have a chat with you about that if you've got something that you want to share on the channels. This live streams to Facebook Live Streamers Association, to Facebook Phil Croshaw, my own profile, and also on Phil Croshaw YouTube. So I'll put a link in here after I finish this if you prefer to watch on YouTube, and you'll find all the previous shows up until now are all listed on there as well. And I'll be adding more content onto the YouTube channel over the coming months as well. If you're interested in being inspired or achieving greater success or achieving greater fulfillment or achieving more in your life and work, then it might be worth you subscribing to the YouTube channel as well. And then I think finally I would say, because it is Saturday, just looking at a few notes here. Finally, I would say, if you like the idea of going live, but you are very nervous about it, it's normal. What I do here and wandering around like a pillock is not particularly normal. A lot of people won't do it, don't do it. It's a bit like won't cook, don't cook, or whatever it's called. Don't cook, won't cook, which is true of me anyway. But it's a similar kind of thing. Lots of people quite like the idea of it, but then won't do it and feel nervous about doing it. So what I'm going to say is that I can't do it for everybody, but if you want to go live, and you want me to, if you like, hold your hand whilst you go live, so you could interview me, or I'll interview you, or we could just have a chat about something, just to get you going live. That could be on your own channel, or it could be on my channel, our channels. It's the way I look at it, it's a bit like, when you jump out of a plane. Not everybody jumps out of planes, but you go parachuting and you jump out of a plane. Well, when you do that, you tend to, sometimes you'll strap yourself to people. And when you strap yourself to people, it means when you're flying, when you're dropping through the air from the plane, you feel safe because you're strapped to somebody. And that's kind of the idea, or a hand-holding process. So I'll be like the guy or the girl that's you're attached to, if you like, and I'll guide you and support you through the process. So anyway, just see what you think. If it's something you fancy, let me know. Get in contact, and I'll certainly help you out and see if we can put something or sort something out to get you live streaming a bit more safely, shall we say. And I don't mean COVID safe. And that's it. So I think that'll do us. That's 15 minutes on a Saturday. That's not too bad. As I say, for those of you that join late, You can watch this obviously as recorded anyway, but this was recorded on the Galaxy Note 8 Samsung smartphone. I've got a video mic me in there to give, so that hopefully the microphone quality is a bit better, and I've got obviously these headphones plugged into it so I can make sure that the quality of sound is okay. So it just proves it can be done. And as I say, I'm just wandering around, and I did say at the very start of this 31 days of live streaming that I would try and make the locations that I did it in and the equipment I used varied on a varied level, just so that people can see that it doesn't have to always be in a studio. You can live stream pretty much anywhere. So that's it. Hopefully this has been of use to you. If not, I'm sorry. It's maybe 15 minutes you'll never get back, but there you go. That's just life. Obviously, if you're watching this recorded, then hopefully you've got some value out of it. And that's it really. So I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm not going to say what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. I think I've got an idea what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. And then, as I say, I'll be on Monday. And if you've joined this late, then if you watch the video or watch the video back when it's pre-recorded, as it's pre-recorded, you'll see that I talk a little bit about some of the things I'm going to be covering over the next week or so, which will take us through to the 31st of August, which will be the last day of 31 days of live streaming. Oh, so there you go. So have a great evening. Have a great Saturday evening. It looks as if the storms are not going to be too bad, or at least the rain's had a rest, which has allowed me to come out here and do this. But if you have any questions, pop them in the comments, and I'll try and answer them. Remember what Geeky is about, Geeky Group's about: 4 eyes, ideas, inspiration, insights, and information. 4 eyes. So if there's any questions, then please do ask, and I'll do my very best to answer them. And on that note, it's time to go in. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Appreciate your time. It's precious. And I'll see you again tomorrow for another live stream. Bye for now.